guys, so welcome to the finale video for the Lean and Clean Challenge. So this actually went really well, so surprisingly really well. I shouldn't say that. The reason I say surprisingly is because I failed so abominably at the SOS Free Challenge, and this was very similar, but I guess just different enough, or maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. This just worked out really well in comparison to the SOS Free Challenge that I tried. So anyways, let's jump right into this and talk about High Carb Hannah's Lean and Clean Challenge. So the first aspect that we want to talk about is quantity of food that I was able to eat on this challenge. This was a really easy challenge in terms of quantity. There was no weighing and measuring. There was no, you can only eat this amount of vegetables. There was no, and it was very unspecific about the amount that you could eat. And in fact, during the first 14 days when I was doing specifically the recipes out of Hannah's Lean and Clean book, I actually had a hard time trying to eat the amount of food that she actually would have wanted you to eat. I mean, I made my best effort for sure. Who doesn't want to eat more when they can? But like some of the meals were to have 4 medium potatoes for supper, made them into French fries or whatever. There's no way I'm going to eat 4 potatoes. It just isn't going to happen. However, the quantity of food was fabulous, so I definitely gave this 5 stars. I would say that if you are a volume eater, that this would definitely be something that you would probably want to give a try to, because you definitely can eat the amount of food that you need to eat in order to be satisfied. And she even included snacks, so if you wanted to have fruit, that was fine. If you wanted to have fat-free hummus, that was fine. If you wanted to have veggies, that was fine. There was a lot of different things that you could have as a snack if you were hungry. So a volume eater would not need to be concerned at all about whether or not this was something that they would be able to do and be successful with. This worked out great. Alrighty, so quality of food. So this is the one where we talk about whether or not you actually liked the food that you were able to eat. So I gave this 4 stars. I didn't give it less and I didn't give it more. I didn't give it less because as the diet challenge progressed, I actually was able to say that yes, I really was enjoying the food more. And I couldn't give it more because to begin with, it was really tough. Like, there were a lot of recipes that really just needed just a tiny little bit of sodium to make it taste really good. I think that the spices that Hannah uses in her recipes are really, really good at helping to decrease the amount of sodium, or not needing the amount of sodium that you would put in something. But at the same time, to begin with, it was hard. It really was difficult to say that, okay, this is good, but it would be better if you had put in, say, some Better Than bouillon. Or this tastes okay, but I know what it would taste like if I had a little bit of salt in it. So quality of food, 4 stars. I definitely would suggest that if you're going to try this challenge and you haven't yet, that you definitely give it a full 3 weeks before you decide whether or not you want to continue. It gets easier, like for sure. It definitely gets easier. Towards the end of this challenge, in the last week, I had just a plain bowl of applesauce, no cinnamon, no raisins, unsweetened, and it was fabulous. Like, it was super, super tasty. And before it would have been, this is okay, it's applesauce, I need some cinnamon, it needs some raisins, that kind of thing. No, it was delicious. And there's been definitely times that I've eaten things recently that are a soup or a stew or a burger or something, and it's been perfectly wonderful without any salt in it. So definitely need some time to adapt. Quality of food, it gets better as you go. So ease of diet. Hannah does a great job holding your hand for the first 14 days of this challenge, so I definitely had to give this 5 stars. So, I mean, she gives you a breakfast, a lunch, and a supper every single day for 14 days. You could go back and repeat that again for another 14 days if you wanted to. She has some other recipes on her Raw to Whenever website that are also fall in the Lean and Clean Challenge. There are other websites out there where you can go and find recipes that would fall into this category and maybe just have to tweak them slightly. This definitely was not difficult in terms of finding food to eat. So it might not be the type of food you're used to, but it definitely wasn't difficult. So obviously there would be no eating out on this challenge, which isn't that big of a surprise. I really don't ever eat out hardly, very, very rarely, I should say. And it's very easy to just make your own food. So that really wasn't a challenge for me at all. Maybe for some people it would be, but you can follow her plan just pretty much verbatim through and succeed with this. No problems, easy. And the majority of the stuff that she has in her plan are things that have in a regular vegan kitchen. I did not find that I had to go out and buy specific things to make her recipes because there were things that I already had. Maybe some people don't normally have dates in their house. I don't know. That might be something you would have to go out and purchase. But for the most part, normal spices, normal foods, you just maybe prepare them a little bit differently than you might on a different type of plan. So this definitely was pretty easy, to be honest with you. This was not hard. This wasn't a super big challenge or anything. So I think that the normal person could follow Hannah's guidelines and follow her meal plans and be very successful with this. Okay, sustainability. Sustainability meaning, can you do this forever and ever and ever? So yeah, I gave this 4.5 stars because I actually do think that you could do this on a long-term basis. There are some things that would sneak in here and there that you might want to add a little bit of sodium to. The oil is just never an issue. Honestly, it's not an issue. For me, the sugar wasn't a super big issue either, and having some dates just totally took care of any need for sugar that I might have. The salt was a little bit more challenging. So if you are a sugar addict, maybe this would be a little bit more of a challenge. I don't think anybody needs to be worried about the oil component. They just take it out of your diet. It's not difficult, I promise. But it might be difficult long term to adjust all of the things that you really like to eat into a low sodium or no sodium meal. So that might be a little bit of a challenge, but otherwise I see this as definitely doable. It is long-term sustainable. You can do it. All right, so in terms of effectiveness and essentially weight loss, did this actually work? This worked better than any one that I have tried so far. So absolutely, hands down, if you're looking for something that's going to help you lose weight, High Carb Hannah, definitely give it a try. So obviously in the first, I think it was the first 10 days, I had lost, I think almost 6 pounds, just under 6 pounds. And I'm pretty sure that that was mostly, excuse me, water weight. So just right there, you know, effectiveness wise, I would say you could give this 5 stars, simply because if you're carrying, you don't need to carry around that much extra water just because you're eating sodium. However, this obviously worked for other means as well. So this absolutely, without a doubt, got 5 stars because I actually, as of today, weighed myself this morning and have lost almost 10 pounds. So that's fabulous. That's insane for 30 days for me. I haven't been at this low of a weight in a very long time. So I definitely say that if you are looking for it's not really a quick fix in my mind because I really don't think losing weight quickly is actually super sustainable or healthy. But if you're looking for something that is going to move you in the right direction of weight loss and actually is relatively quick, meaning you should be able to lose about 2 pounds a week if you are significantly overweight, or if the challenge that you're doing is pretty strict, you should be able to lose probably about 2 pounds a week, and that's healthy and that's safe and that's typically sustainable. So I was actually over that, and the only reason I was over that is because of the original salt water weight that came off. But still, I definitely would say that this is completely effective, and if it was something that you were looking to do to drop 10 pounds in a month, I think that this would be something that you would definitely want to give a try. It's not that hard. So yeah, I definitely think that this was probably the most effective challenge that I have done so far in terms of weight loss. Okay, so overall, this challenge, Lean and Clean Challenge, got 4.75 star rating. This has been a really good challenge. I don't even know what to say other than I really do believe that this is probably a good place for people to start if they're been trying different things and it's just not really been working very well. Getting the sodium out of my diet really helped. I'm really starting to enjoy regular foods and what they taste like on their own. And I really would recommend the Lean and Clean Challenge for anybody that wants to give something that is a low sodium challenge a try. It's obviously a high carb, low fat challenge. However, the low fat part, you still get some avocados on occasion, you still have some nuts, you still have some seeds incorporated in breakfast type things. So it's really, you're not gonna feel deprived like you're never getting anything that has any fat in it, for sure. Some of the sauces have cashews in them. So in terms of the maybe overall fat for what you're eating for your whole day's diet might be low, but it's really quite doable, and it was really quite enjoyable for the most part. As things progressed, I got really used to looking for meal plans that had high carbs but low fat, or if I did have a meal that has higher in fat, like maybe for lunch, then I would just make sure that supper was more of a fat-free type meal, and that was very easy to find too. So overall, 4.7 stars. Highly recommend this one. If you guys are looking to try something, this would be a great place to start. And like I have said before, if you are wanting to do this, Hannah's and Derek have all of their books and everything on sale on Black Friday, which is the Friday after Thanksgiving. So if it's around that time frame, think about that. And yeah, otherwise, this is me signing out, and I will see you guys for the next challenge, and hope you're doing great.